Well, Butterfly Stitches, the metamorphosis of healing is my story. I actually refer to it as my story, his story, our story,
Ah,
because
I love
none of
that.
our lives are not his story. They are his
Right.
story for us. And yes, we've made choices and decisions that, kind of wind us around places he didn't necessarily intend, but none of it is shocking him or surprising him. And he knew we were going to be his princesses all along.
His deviant princess in my life,
Yes,
anyways.
yes. Prodigal on occasion, yes.
Oh, yes,
So
for sure.
so yeah, a while ago he asked me to put down my story. So now it's funny. I had a girlfriend tell me one time that you should share the gospel with yourself every day because people will
Oh,
say things like, "Oh, I don't know how to tell people about Jesus," or "I don't know how to witness to people." Well, the truth of the matter is if you don't, well, then what is your true understanding of the gospel?
right.
And how can you export what you haven't imported? So,
Mhm.
let's she said to say it to yourself every day, and not necessarily like some script or there are 1,000 ways out there, all the tracks that have the ABC method
Yeah.
and the this, that, and the other. But just really just having that conversation with yourself every day about how
Mhm.
did your salvation experience go and what is Jesus doing in your life? And so my story involves going all the way back to when some abuse and trauma
Mhm.
in every area, emotional, spiritual, mental, and physical, was taking place in my life. And
Mhm.
my story helps bring to light for me where the Holy Spirit was already working. And I know that we are empowered and indwelled by the Holy Spirit on salvation, but He has
Mhm.
been here all along. And
Yes.
we definitely have His leading and His guidance. And He was integral in creation as the Spirit was above on the
Mhm.
deep, as they say. So I believe truly that as our wounds occur, we also our healing begins at the
Mhm.
same point of contact there.
Mhm.
For example, even with the physical, if you get a paper cut, the blood starts coagulating so you don't bleed out.
Mhm.
Emotionally, you start questioning, why did this happen to you? Mentally, okay, we're going to take note of this and we're not going to do it again. Various things like that in regard to how your healing comes along. But in the writing down and in the
Mhm.
telling of my story,